And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Dragons!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
The New Orleans Saints select Marcus Davenport.
No!
Splash Brothers. Yep.
It's playoff. Keep going, Brace.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Yeah, that happened. We got another death of a 72-year-old legend today in NFL as well. So shout out Pete Carroll. A lot of stuff in the NFL world that has happened the past couple of days. As we all know, Week 18 wrapped up, and then Black Monday happened, and I guess Black Tuesday.
Most boring Black Monday ever.
Yeah, I think the only thing that happened was Rivera, which everyone kind of expected.
Well, Arthur Smith at midnight.
At midnight. Yeah, it was 11 p.m. here still.
Yeah, it was like 11:07 here.
Yeah, no, it was 11:01. They waited a minute after midnight in the East Coast, and he was gone. That was very funny. But yeah, there's been some good stuff. Got some playoff games to talk about. Interesting playoff field. I like how the matchups ended up overall.
Some good matchups. Well, not good, but unique matchups.
Yeah.
On the coaching front, so we're done. Nobody else. I mean, other than Bill.
Well, I mean,
is there anybody else?
Yeah, that's what I got a couple other teams that we'll get into just to see.
Okay,
but,
I'm sorry.
I don't. Why isn't Belichick fired? That's the thing right now.
Weird, isn't it?
Everything they're saying is he's working his day-to-day operations as if he's going to be there.
Which so was Nick.
Yes, Saban did a press conference this morning or something like that. They said,
coach call.
He interviewed somebody yesterday for one of the coordinators.
Somebody
on Twitter was like, that guy has to realize he ain't getting that job.
Yeah.
He's happy he didn't get it.
Yeah.
If you haven't been looking at our social media pages, go check out some of the new stuff we're doing. Tuesday Tunes, weekend watch list. We got some food reviews, TikToks, some very fun stuff on TikTok. Doing some filters. Hunters did some. I'm gonna be posting some. Trying to get Chance on there to get some of them posted. He's a big TikTok guy. Love so TikTok. Shout out our sponsors as well. Big Reed, that was our sponsor last time. This Little Piggy, Mimi's, Doug Demona Farm and Feed. We'll go Mimi's today. Mimi's is a children's boutique located in Jonesboro that fulfills all clothing needs for your little ones. Owners Melissa Johnson and Megan Rao offer children and baby boutique brand clothing and accessories, vinyl print T-shirts, and so much more. You can find them on Main Street in Jonesboro from 10 to 6 Tuesday to Friday, and 10 to 2 on Saturday. And I know they are very happy today with the loss of Nick Saban. So
we really act like this man's dead.
Hey, they're putting out flowers at his statue like he's been murdered. So I guess the hopes and dreams of Alabama has been murdered. Shout out to Michigan.
The state of Alabama will have the least amount of work production ever tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw someone say it's a bad night to be a cheap bottle of whiskey.
Yes.
We got some stuff to talk about with the NFL. Today, big news, Pete Carroll, a legendary football coach. It's the day of legendary football coaches to disappear. But maybe he's not going forever. Looks like he's going to be staying in the front office role with the Seahawks, not going elsewhere to coach. And apparently it's a bit of a weird situation because he said, I fought hard to keep the job. So it's almost like they pushed him out.
Schefter's acting like he might try and coach again.
But where? Who would make that move?
Chargers.
I'll take them.
Chargers would be
Chance,
perfect.
we'll take anybody.
I would.
Chargers would be a perfect spot for him.
Chargers, that could happen.
He's an LA guy.
Yeah.
He's got a quarterback in place.
I actually saw an LA beat writer say something about like how close the stadium is to like maybe he owns a house there or something like that. I'm sure
he used to live there.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm sure he's got pad's still there.
Definitely. Yeah, he's Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
I mean, that could definitely be an option. It could. We've also got the Titans.
Every other NFL job that he would take is a rebuilding job. Like, you don't have anything that's established enough to you be
maybe the Falcons.
Possibly if you can trade for Fields.
How was the breakup with him and Russ? Was it a good one?
I would think it wasn't good.
I don't know.
Stuff came out that he hated Russ.
I think it did.
Everybody hates Russ.
That's very true. I was just gonna say, I mean, Falcons bring in Russ, bring in Pete.
No.
I don't think so. I don't think they do it. But I mean, the Falcons are probably the next team where, especially given the division, and given some of the young, talented offensive pieces and a solid defense, I would say, I mean, the Falcons, he could go into and make the playoffs next year.
Yeah.
If they get a quarterback.
How about Philadelphia?
I think it's going to be open.
That's a team. So we've got Seattle, we've got Atlanta, we've got the Commanders.
I'm more positive Philly would be open than Tampa Bay.
Well, that's what I was going to say. We've got Seattle, we've got Atlanta, we've got the Commanders, we've got the Panthers, we've got the Chargers, we've got the Titans, and we've got Vegas. So we have 7 right now. Who knows what's happening in Foxborough? No one knows. That's a possible 8. And then I think the 9th or 8th, I think the next one could come from the loser of that Monday night game. Tampa or Philly. If Philly loses round 1 to Tampa Bay, I mean, with the step backs and the rumors of whatever's happening in the organization,
and it sounded like the locker room's gone.
Yeah, I mean,
when you're having to
it could happen.
When you have to rally players in week 16 or 17, you have to rally the troops just to play football.
Yeah,
that ain't good.
That could happen, man. But at the same time, on the flip side, if Philly comes into Tampa and wins that game, reports have been that Tampa's management isn't satisfied with the same outcome as last year. Which, if Tampa loses that game, it's going to be 9-8 division championship, lose an opening home game as a 4 seed. Like, it's going to be this exact same thing. So you could see Tampa make that move if they did lose.
But last year, were they not 8-9?
They might have been. They might have been 8-9.
They were below 500. I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe so. So yeah, you improved a little bit, but at the end of the day, 8-9, 9-8, whatever.
It ain't any different.
Yeah, 4 seed, worst division winner in the NFL, and that's what they were. I think that's our most realistic possibility right now outside of New England is whatever happens in that game.
So Eberflus is staying, right? In Chicago.
Yes,
they fired like every offensive coach you could think of. So running back, receiver, OC, assistant, tight end coach, like that. Stuff I've never heard of, they fired.
So you're basically telling me Fields is gone then. There's no way you're bringing both of them back.
DJ Moore was on a radio show today, and someone asked him, what are y'all doing with the first pick? He said, I think we traded again. It worked out the first time. That's what DJ Moore said. He said it worked out the first time. Now
there's no way you bring that duo back again.
Now, DJ Moore, like, he can't go out and say, oh, we need to draft Caleb Williams, because if they don't, then his relationship's ruined with his guy. And it seems like he really likes Fields.
Yeah, it's not a fair question to ask a current player.
Now the thing is...
Kind of like it wasn't fair to ask Jamar Chase how much money he wanted the other day.
How much money he wanted?
They did. They said, what do you think your contract's going to look like?
That's a stupid question.
Yeah, Pat McAfee went off. Pat McAfee went off. And he was like, oh, well, I think it's going to be, I want my money up front. I want my money guaranteed. Okay, everybody wants that nowadays.
Speaking of money, what the crap's Micah Parsons about to get paid?
Something stupid.
He's up now.
Yeah.
Jerry's about to give him a 10% share of the stadium or something. Like he's he's gonna get a piece of the star. Yeah,
the biggest defensive player contract in history.
Yeah, I think it's got to be. It's got to be. Yeah, whenever I saw that name on the eligible list, I'm like, oh, we're about to get something happening there. But yeah, who were we just talking about? Crap.
Eberflus.
Yeah, Eberflus. With him, he's a defensive guy. And that defense was very, very good after the trade deadline. Those last 8 or 9 games, it was great.
Montez Sweat became a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, Sweat led 2 teams in sacks this year. Insane stat. Shows the state of the
ever, right?
Yeah, shows the state of the Bears pass rushers that weren't him and the Commanders pass rushers whenever he left. 6.5 sacks, I think, on both teams. So not even that much. But the Bears defense was very good. Eberflus is the defensive guy. He calls the defensive plays. Like you had to give him kind of the benefit of the doubt of like, this unit was so good. Why would we move on from it? You know? Yes, he is the head coach. But he didn't have much control over the offense at all. So maybe bringing in some type of young offensive mind, whoever the crap the quarterback coach is in Houston or something, I don't know, or San Francisco or Miami, whoever that guy is, bring him in, give him a shot, and see what happens. Does that mean that Fields stays? Maybe. Does it mean they draft someone else new and bring in a new quarterback with the OC? Maybe. But one thing that I feel like kind of is going Fields' way here is that they're keeping Eberflus. They're firing everybody on offense. Do you do that move with Eberflus, keep him, knowing that you have the chance at Caleb Williams right now? And we all know it's a do or die year for Eberflus. So if Caleb Williams gets drafted, say they win 5 games next year, 6 games next year, they fire him, and then you give your rookie quarterback a new coach a second year. Like then you're turning into Baker Mayfield in Cleveland. You gave Hugh Jackson a year. Then you gave him Freddie Kitchens. Then you gave him, like, Baker had 3 head coaches in his first 4 years.
That's why they're messing up and they're keeping him. That's why you should get rid of him. This is my opinion. If we were Bears fans, we'd be begging to fire him, bring a guy in, and draft Caleb Williams. Because you know why? Yeah. We've been our whole lives, let's say we've been a Bears fan our whole life, we've never had an offensive-minded head coach with a quarterback. And we'd be begging for that.
That's what Big Cat talked about all day on PMT Monday. That's all he talked about. He said, why not change something and actually go for something new here? You know, like,
because if you're sitting there, that GM for Chicago right now, you're telling me they stuck with Fields last year, passed on CJ Stroud. So year 2
and Bryce Young.
Yeah, year 2, you're going to sit here and you're going to pass on JD5, who, you know, Caleb Williams, let's just be honest, Caleb Williams. Yeah. And you're going to stick with Fields again with a defensive-minded head coach again? Like, if you do that, I mean, you might as well just pack your own bags and fire yourself, because that would be unthinkable. I don't get, like, Eberflus and Fields, what is their combined record? It can't be great. Like, it's just time to, like, you're the Bears. You've been terrible offensively for 30 years or more.
Yeah.
Like, dude, change it up, man. I don't get it. I think it's a bad move.
It's hard to understand, honestly. It is.
It is.
Because you have all the reason in the world right now to reset. Yes, the defense played good, but you're the Bears. Somehow, some way, the defense will always play fine. And I think it's a lot easier in today's NFL to get defensive guys and just, like, keep them in place and find a new coordinator to bring in. And, like, bringing in a new defensive coordinator isn't going to change the dynamic of how this defense works. Bringing in a new offensive coordinator changes everything. It changes your entire team. Like, it's totally different on that side of the ball. And it's like, it's very confusing. That's why, honestly, it makes me think if right now today, if trading the number 1 pick isn't the move that they're going for? Is it maybe the bad move? More than likely. But still, that every sign right now is pointing that direction for some reason.
Go get Ben Johnson, go get Eric Bieniemy, and go draft Caleb Williams, and just see what happens.
And that's what I mentioned today with Bieniemy. I haven't heard anything about his job. I'm assuming that Washington just kept him around. But
they'll interview him, you would imagine.
Yeah, but if he doesn't get that head coaching job again, does he take that step to Chicago? OC job's open.
Go to KC.
We're assuming KC tries to make a change and brings in someone else, but
they got to make a change.
Yeah, but at the same time, KC might make the freaking conference championship, and then everything's okay.
Yeah, but now if you don't win the Super Bowl and you look back on that, even if you make it to the AFC Championship game, it's probably not going to be because of your offense. It's probably going to be what kind of it's been all year. But you have to make a change on that. I mean, yeah, I just don't see you bringing, especially if Bieniemy's out there, that's an easy move for them. I think it's made if they do that. And if Bieniemy goes back, KC looks like normal again next year. To me, his chances of being a head coach is going to be a lot faster than it would be going to Chicago.
Yeah, I think so too. But it's an interesting option that I haven't seen anyone put it out there. But just like, if you get that chance of Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, the other guys they've got around there, that 9th pick that might be another weapon. Chicago still has a lot of money. Like, it's an interesting spot. Yeah, it's an interesting spot for Bieniemy. And I mean, we just talked about next year. I mean, if he goes and does an OC job again, and then the next year is when he takes that head coaching step, what's stopping him from being the head coach of the Bears? Go and being the OC next year, play decent offense. The Bears still suck and go 6-11. Eberflus out the door. Bieniemy had a good offense and has a connection with his rookie quarterback.
Yeah, it'd be more natural.
Yeah,
it'd be more natural transition.
Yeah, I mean that's what the Browns did. Yes, I'm talking about the freaking dumpster fire Browns back then. But Hugh Jackson was the coach for Baker, and then after that happened, they kept Freddie Kitchens in the building, and who no one wanted as a head coach. They kept Freddie Kitchens in the building because Baker had a good connection with him. They went 1 year, they went like 7-10, boom, he's gone. And they actually got a real coach. But I mean, it makes sense whenever you have that rookie quarterback to just, keep him comfortable as much as you can by hiring it in. Yes. Which makes it to where if you're keeping Eberflus, man, he better be your guy and it better work. Because if you have to fire him next year, then you're just resetting the process. Like that first year of that rookie contract is so important, and you're losing it.
That's my thing too, though, Clay. Like, if you're telling me Justin Fields is okay, average, a little above average, okay, wouldn't I rather just draft one that's probably going to be that starting out, and you got 4 or 5 more years of a rookie deal, versus you're about to have to pay Fields after next year?
Yeah, now the main thing.
If I've already got a quarterback, that's
the main thing with that is that I don't know what a Justin Fields contract looks like in a year. I mean, maybe he takes a big step and
going though.
Yeah, I mean you're expecting at least. I mean, Geno Smith got 3 years, 25 per. You would think that's like the absolute bare minimum baseline.
And I don't think Fields would take that.
Yeah, probably not. Because I mean, if he hits the open arc,
probably more.
Yeah, I mean, there's a very real reason to believe that. It's very interesting. And
35, 40.
Yeah, probably. While Caleb Williams will be. I mean, that first overall pick.
The way the cap's growing.
Yeah, that first overall pick, you're still getting 9 or 10, right around 10. So that's what I was thinking was.
I think it's 10.
Yeah,
I think
if you give Fields, if Fields accepted 4 for 100 and you gave him 25 a year, then I could see it's only a $15 million difference, and we've got a guy that's had 4 years of experience under his belt, but I don't know.
With injury history, though.
That's true. Yeah. And Chase Daniel put out a big 35-minute review on, breakdown on YouTube of why he thinks Justin Fields is the guy for the Bears, which was very interesting coming from someone like Chase Daniel, who, if you think about smart guys in the NFL for the past decade, you would think the guy that's been like the backup quarterback. Those kind of guys are the future OCs of the world and stuff like that. And he put out, legit just put out a tweet and a Twitter video that just said, I think he's a star and I think he's the guy. So I don't know what was there for him, but it was interesting because he has no reason to just lie, or he has no bias on either side. And no one even asked.
I feel like the sample size is pretty big enough, even though he's been hurt a lot. It's still enough to show us that And if you can get a second round pick for him, like it possibly could get a first if the team's desperate enough. If you're Atlanta, you're sitting there at a 13th pick they got
man.
or so.
Stop that. Stop. I don't want to hear about Atlanta and Fields. It scares me. It scares me.
It feels right.
Yeah, it does. He's an Atlanta guy.
I know. It would either there or Vegas feels right.
If you put him with freaking Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and you hire a freaking Ben Johnson or just any type of offensive-minded guy.
Yeah.
We
can give him Pete.
Yeah, that's right.
Tomorrow.
Pete's open for any interview.
Why
we're not blocking it.
We're not blocking it. That would be hilarious if we blocked an interview of him.
I would be pissed.
You saw we're about to lose like freaking 3 members of the front office, it seems.
Carolina.
I feel like
Carolina's got one, and Ireland too, to the Chargers.
I can't believe we still have Jeff Ireland. I figured he would have been gone. He's been getting GM interviews for 2 years now.
Yeah.
Is that our calculator guy?
No. He's basically they say he's the one that's behind the scenes.
Is that our calculator
picking all these guys? Our calculator guy got requested to be interviewed by
the Panthers.
Was he the Panthers guy?
Yeah, the Panthers.
The Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw. That's the one I saw. I saw some beat writers saying, "Go fire Mickey Loomis and tell him you're gone. And we're hiring Hardy as the GM right now." Like that's what they were like. They were like, "You need to keep this dude." So that's a little bit scary. But yeah, hey, that's a Saints. Other news.
We're what 3 days past the regular season's last day, and yet P. Carmichael's still on staff. So
we scored 48 points.
We figured it out.
We were clicking, man.
We're on the climb.
We were clicking.
Yeah.
We were clicking.
They better be glad they didn't let us in.
That's right. We were dangerous. Philly didn't want to come to that dome again. We've already beat them once in the past couple years.
Great. No, they'd have been scared.
Yeah. See, that's Seahawks job though, man. That's the number one job to me, even with the Chargers out there, the Seahawks. I like that job a lot. Now, who gets it? It seems like Dan Quinn's already a big option, which would make sense.
That'd make a lot of sense.
I've seen a lot of stuff
Seattle,
about that.
though, wouldn't you? If you're Seattle, though, wouldn't you want? Pete's been great, but you've had a defensive-minded coach there for all these years. Wouldn't you want to
all
change
the
it
offensive weapons they got?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You got Walker, you got Charbonnet, you've got
DK,
Metcalf,
Lockett, Smith and Jigba.
Lockett, yes.
Geno Smith didn't have a bad year again. Like he was still fine. He was still solid. Crap, Drew Lock won a game.
I feel like Seattle's still living in the what was their secondary called?
Legion of Boom.
Legion of Boom,
I
baby.
feel like they're still living in that shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you're not a defensive minded team anymore. You need to bring in an offensive guy and use these weapons when you got them.
Yeah, I mean Smith and Jigba was pretty dang good already this year. Just about as good as everybody expected, really. The next thing, really with the coaching carousel, if Mike Vrabel does not go to New England, where does he go? Like, I'll name out the teams, and you feel, is that a Mike Vrabel job? Seattle, maybe.
I mean, if they want the defensive identity, still, yeah.
And that's the most realistic option for him to continue to be a competitor.
You would have to feel like if they're going defense again, they're going Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
Just because he's a Seattle boy from the past.
Yeah.
You know?
Falcons.
No,
I don't think so either. I think they're trying to go young in offense.
Not gritty enough for them.
Yeah. Commanders. I don't think so.
They're looking for a splash.
Yeah, which Vrabel's a freaking good coach in my opinion. It would be a splash, but it's not a flashy splash. Panthers. I don't think he would go there.
He's had enough issues with ownership, and
that feels very Tennessee-like to me. Same type of job, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Raiders.
That's a wild card.
Maybe.
That is a wild card.
With Brady being somewhat involved there.
And it's got the they're wanting to keep that tough identity that Pierce gave them. Vrabel's just a Pierce that's proven.
Yeah, that's all he is. Max
and like Chance said, Tom Brady's going to be in that room, in those meetings. That feels very
And then
right.
The last option, if New England does not become available, the Chargers.
New Orleans Saints.
The Chargers.
Cowherd's high on that. He wants Vrabel there.
And then, well, if we do open up Philadelphia, man, I could see him there.
Ooh,
I could see him in Philly.
That would be my number one option.
I could see him in Philly.
I could too. He feels very Philly.
Yeah,
I
could see him in Philly.
Ooh. Yeah, that would be a great pick.
Let's move on from the coaching stuff. Don't really. I think we're keeping Dennis Allen, right? 9-8. Came out of the playoffs.
We're almost there.
Almost.
We haven't made the playoffs in 3 years, but we're almost there.
Hey, what do we say about BK? Year 3.
Yeah.
Year 3, baby. Year 3. Let's talk about the playoffs. So we've got the 1 seed in the AFC, Baltimore Ravens, off this week. Just Lamar's just going on podcasts this week talking to Tom Brady. Tom Brady's talking about how fun it was to watch him as a player. Very, very cool situation there if y'all haven't seen the clips. 2 seed in the AFC, you've got the who, Chance?
That'd be the Buffalo Bills.
Wow. How? Thought they were going to miss the playoffs.
They freaking rattled off some dubs, son.
I thought they were going to miss.
Dubs.
Hey, speaking of OCs, I wonder how they would start winning all of a sudden.
Freaking right. Hey, man. Peyton, I ain't told you about this. I've been watching the Hard Knocks with the Dolphins, and like they show you McDaniel throughout the game and stuff like that. He was a little bit different Sunday. I watched it yesterday. It came out. He wasn't Mike McDaniel like he normally is. he wasn't chirping. He was scared to death, Peyton.
It was a big game, man. He didn't have Waddle. He didn't have Mostert.
He was fine against the Cowboys.
He didn't have Waddle. He didn't have Mostert. He was down. He
didn't have them for the Cowboys game.
He had Mostert.
He wasn't like that with the Ravens either.
Daniels. It shows on his team, in my opinion. They're not tough. They're not like he's almost has that soft mentality. Just kind of nonchalant.
Well, they also did lose. Their defense has been great, and I
will give them that. They
lost
have
so
a
much.
lot of injuries.
Did y'all see who they signed this week?
Nuh-uh.
Justin Houston, Bruce Irvin, and somebody else.
Just veterans.
Yeah, and then Melvin Ingram's going to have to start. It's just straight vets. Justin Houston in Kansas City is going to be very cool.
If there's one team that really ain't going to feel sorry for them, It's the Buffalo Bills. I mean, let's be honest. They're number one corner right now. Where's number 47?
I mean, but both those teams have had some pretty bad luck. They have.
But I will say, I learned a lot about Mike McDaniel. Besides that, obviously, like, dude has a good story. I didn't know about that. Like, he has a really good story. Like, overcame alcoholism and stuff like that early on. Whenever he was, he got fired because of it in Houston. Whenever he went to work with Gary Kubiak, he got fired over that, and then got a job in Atlanta underneath Dan Quinn, Raheem Morris, and Kyle Shanahan. And they sat him down and said, "You're about to get fired, or else something's got to change, one or the other." And they brought his wife in. They brought his wife to the facility, and they had to sit down. And he talked to his wife, and he ain't drank a sip of alcohol since that day. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's got a really good story. And I'm rooting off for the dude, man.
I really like the guy. I really do.
He's the best.
But it was interesting to see that it was kind of like
it's playoff football, man.
Them boys are the real deal over there on the other sideline.
Hey, it was playoff football. Playoff football. Everybody's a little tighter.
And he's got the lefty black version of Purdy.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, pretty much. True. Pretty much.
I mean,
Hawaiian version.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not black. He's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
3 seed in the AFC. You have the Kansas City Chiefs still sticking around, getting a home game. 4 seed Houston Texans. Shout out Houston, man.
Big shout out.
All of the Jags talk. It felt like a guaranteed Jags this offseason. And if not the Jags, maybe Vrabel gets the boys going in Tennessee. Maybe the Colts, maybe they take a step. And it was never Houston.
Why
Houston.
aren't people talking about Doug Peterson getting fired possibly? Like, why is he
fired everything else?
But he fired his whole staff.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I know he's fired like all of the defense already.
And
he cleaned house.
Line.
Yeah,
he fired offensive line coach and running backs coach today, I think.
And he put so much of the blame in the press conference was pretty much on Lawrence from him. Like, he just pretty much said it. Like, it was
because
his seat feels hot already. Honestly,
y'all remember whenever they played Kansas City last year in the playoffs, like, Lawrence looked just as good as Pat Mahomes did.
Yeah,
like he finally looked like he took that step. Mm-hmm. And then this year he fell off the freaking cliff, man. It's crazy.
Doug's old school too, man. Doug's not going to sugarcoat nothing.
Oh no, and I think there's a very real chance, like, first 4 games, if they come out 1-3, that he might be.
I was just about to say he feels like a mid-season firing.
Which I've already seen something else. People talking. I mean, Peyton just mentioned the Tua thing a little bit. People are already calling Tua Mike McDaniel's Jared Goff in terms of Sean McVay. I saw people mention Trevor Lawrence to the Dolphins. Contract's coming up in a couple years, about a year or 2.
Ooh.
I saw people being that's the Matthew Stafford.
Ooh.
Get him in a better ran organization.
Yeah, get in a good offense, good team
and a really
around
good
him.
Offensive mind.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because
if throw the ball downfield.
If Tua goes out and does what we think is going to happen in the 0-degree weather, and next year not much is really changing, something's got to happen. If not, something happens this offseason.
Yeah, because you got to sign him after next year.
Yeah. Well, this will be year. This is year 4.
He's whatever Joe is.
He's got that 5th-year option.
They'll give him. They'll do the option.
Yeah, because Joe was ACL Super Bowl last year. This year.
Yeah, so they'll do the option, I think.
Yeah. So they'll do the option, but then it's a real contract, or franchise tag. But I mean, there's a real chance that they make that move this year. The Dolphins are pretty aggressive. Crap, they went and got Jalen Ramsey. They went and got Bradley Chubb. They went and got Tyreek Hill. They're not waiting around.
No,
Stephon Diggs skinned up Jalen Ramsey Sunday night, by the way.
Yeah, it was bad. they went
feeling it.
They went very Rams approach with their team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think Lawrence would be available this offseason unless he just came out and said, I'm unhappy. But I mean,
I'm unhappy for him.
It's interesting to think of some names that are out there and just to see like what would be that real option. I mean, Kirk Cousins would be one that you could actually go and just straight up sign, but I don't know how much of an upgrade over Tua that is. I mean, I think he's a better player, but at the same time, it doesn't like move the needle like Stafford comes off.
And it's a maximum 3-year ordeal. You know,
be cheaper maybe. But I mean, you're not getting rid of Tua, so it's no point of doing that.
Coming off a major injury.
Yeah, coming off an Achilles.
Yeah, I mean, looking around the league, I don't really see another team that has that kind of guy that that most people think Lawrence is.
Hey man,
but it's
we'll
about
Derek Carr.
Yeah.
It's
about a year away, though. I mean, Kyler Murray would be the one, but it seems like Kyler's the guy in Arizona. That's another one, but
I mean, which he won't be available. I mean, and it's no different. It's the same thing, but I could see Mac Jones fitting well in that system. I mean, Kyle Shanahan's always wanted him.
Yeah.
But I mean, but you're not.
Hey, Peyton, real quick, I'm going to interrupt you real quick. Why is Zion still in the game up 30 in the fourth quarter?
Keeping him in shape.
But we're asking for something to happen.
Oh, I know.
I don't care if he's in shape. I don't care.
Yeah.
I 25 a night. I don't care.
They remember what happened October 30th. Steph gave him 40.
Yeah,
they were upset.
That honestly might be if they're trying to run it up. I mean, get him out the game.
That's funny.
Get him out the game, please.
But yeah, noticed minutes are they've been keeping him at certain minutes for every game.
Like, I mean, here's a game time decision tonight.
I saw something. Tim Legler went on the JJ pod and was like seriously talking about, is Zion the thing holding the Pelicans back?
In my opinion, yes.
He said there's been games where the closing unit didn't involve him when he's healthy.
No, they have not. They have not been. Zion pisses me off is he sits there and he watches people get rebounds. There's no reason why he shouldn't be 10 rebounds a night.
Yeah.
I throw the remote some nights watching him because of that. And he'll finish the game with 5 rebounds. I'm like, there's no sense why you should.
He ain't crashing no boards.
He never crashes the boards at all. Which I guess it might help him stay healthy because usually when he jumps and he lands down, that's when he gets his injuries.
Yeah, that's why I can't really complain. He ain't there to get rebounds. He's there to score 20.
Yeah.
You know? All right, we got a timeout. Get him out the game. All right, I'm good. Sorry.
But yeah, that was an interesting thing I saw about Lawrence, and if it goes bad another year, now Jacksonville's made some moves, and I mean the Calvin Ridley move, Christian Kirk big signing. They've had a history of signing big free agents and being aggressive with money.
Evan Ingram.
The move you're about to make for Trevor Lawrence is probably something that is not even close to what they've made. I mean, you would expect something around the 45 million plus, probably 50. I mean, if Trevor has a solid enough season again next year, just because of the name and the reputation and that number one overall pick, like he's trending towards that. He's trending towards that 5-year, $250 million type deal. But yeah, that's very interesting there. Yeah.
I just got a notification that apparently Bama fans they're having all kinds of stuff at, I guess, around his statue or whatever.
Candlelight.
Yeah. Apparently Bama fans, they said the students are going around chanting anybody but Dabo.
Oh my God. Anybody but Dabo.
Heck yeah.
I don't think it'll happen. I don't think that'll happen.
No.
The 4 seed, the Texans. 5 seed Browns. Shout out the Browns. 11-6 record. Probably coach of the year. Stefanski looks like he's the favorite for that. 6 seed Miami Dolphins. 7 seed freaking Pittsburgh Steelers. Always do it somehow.
Mike
Tomlin, man, with Mason Rudolph. And shout out to the Bengals from that division as well. Finished 9-8. Every team in the division finished with a winning record. First time since I believe 1936, they said. insane, pretty insane. Slight pat on the back to me. I placed a future at the beginning of the year for the AFC North to win the conference. So pretty good odds there. I got three shots. We'll see if it happens. NFC, we got the Niners at the 1 seed. 2 seed, you've got the Cowboys. 3 seed Lions, because the Lions got screwed in Dallas. 4 seed, you've got the Buccaneers. Shout out Baker. Got it done with a convincing 9-0 game against the Panthers. Hey, Saints were so close though. So close.
They better be glad they didn't let us in.
That's right. 5 seed Eagles. 6 seed Rams going to Detroit to play Jared Goff. And then the
Stafford's return to Detroit.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Win. That's
and
a
then
win.
The 7 seed Packers, who found their way in. Jordan Love played really good football down the stretch.
I'm growing on Jordan Love.
I think they've got their guy.
Yeah.
I think they've got their guy.
And Matt,
they've got some fun weapons at receiver too, man. They've got watching them play.
No-name guys, man.
Reed, Wicks, Romeo Dobbs.
I like Wicks.
I like Reed a lot. That Bo Melton, I believe, they was a practice squad guy and had to play because of injuries. Then they had to sign him to the active roster because he was playing so good. Like they've got some guys. Very interesting team there. And tight end, they've got the kid from Musgrave from
Musgrave, not Michael Mayer. He's in.
They have Musgrave
Vegas.
and they have Kraft. One of them's from South Dakota State. Musgrave's from
I'm pretty sure.
and Musgrave's Oregon State, I believe.
Something like that.
Yeah, they've got a lot of young talent that's very fun to watch, and already in the playoffs with it. Yeah, already in the playoffs. So this week we've got Saturday, Browns Texans. I mean, what's more playoff football than Houston hosting a Saturday afternoon game? That's it.
Makes sense.
That's the time slot for the Texans hosting the Browns. The battle of Deshaun Watson in Houston. Don't know if he traveled with the team. I'm not sure if he's allowed.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
He might not be allowed in the city, or near any massage parlor in the city. But who we got? Browns are a 2.5 point favorite here.
I got Browns. I think their defense is going to be too much. I mean, defense travels. So? Defense travels.
First game for a rookie head coach, rookie quarterback, rookie offensive coordinator.
Young wide receiver group, and I want to say banged up offensive line.
Tunsil, there's some reports about him practicing. I'm not exactly sure. I know Noah Brown as well. He's practically become their number 2. He was not practicing. So
you want your left tackle to be 100% facing Myles Garrett.
Nah, who's going to right?
Yeah, I mean
he flips. He does whatever he wants.
He plays football.
Yeah. A lot of
you want him to be 100% facing Zadarius Smith.
He's the one that hit the crossover move when he lined up at D tackle and just freaking rushed the guard just because he could. he was hitting crossover moves like he's playing basketball. Yeah, I'm thinking the Browns win that one though. Stefanski, hey, he's got playoff experience. They don't feel like it because it's been 3 years, but that 2020 team.
And yeah, Flacco's like 50, but Flacco's
big game experience, man.
He's done it.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, would it shock anybody if the Browns somehow won the AFC? Like,
I have them going to the AFC.
I think it would not be shocking if they won the conference, which is crazy to say.
I mean, Flacco would be a for sure Hall of Famer then, right?
Oh,
shoot. That'd be a legendary season for him, man.
Yeah.
That would be that's 30 for 30 worthy.
Yes.
Do you remember when Joe Flacco got the phone call on the couch?
When the Cleveland Browns started when they started 5 quarterbacks and made it to the Super Bowl?
Would you believe me if I told you Cleveland chanted Joe Flacco's name?
Yeah, that's right.
That's
right.
Led 2 AFC North teams to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, like
2 teams that started in
Browns.
Well, I mean, they have the connection between Baltimore and Cleveland as well. The owners, whenever Baltimore became a franchise, it was it came off of Cleveland. I don't know the exact story, but there's a partnership there.
I thought they came off the Colts.
No, that was that was older. That was like in the 50s, 60s. No, it was what the crap's the owner's name? Art, maybe Art something. It's not Art Modell, or was that an old commish? I don't know. There's some type of
commissioner.
There's some type of connection with the Browns and Ravens there. But yeah, I'm going Browns as well. But hey, very, very good season for the Texans to even be here.
Phenomenal season for them.
Yeah. That
especially missing their number one wide receiver. You know, like
arguably number one. Nico Collins is pretty freaking good.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Next game, Dolphins Chiefs, 0-degree weather. Possibly one of the coldest games in NFL history, and you've got Tua playing in it.
Only thing that makes me feel like the Dolphins have a shot is they can run the ball pretty freaking well.
Yeah, looks like Mostert's back. I think Waddle's back as well. I haven't heard otherwise.
They can run the ball really well.
Your pass rush unit's going to be Justin Houston, Melvin Ingram, Bruce Irvin, who I don't think any were playing football 3 weeks ago.
That's alarming. Yeah,
it is. It is.
And Tyreek's returning to Kansas City.
Yes. You know he's going to be ready for that. He's going to be ready for that. Hey, but another thing, it's not like Kansas City's Buffalo where they're used to this weather and like these guys are built for it. Kansas City can't catch the ball when it's 70 degrees in perfect weather. Are they going to catch it in 0 degree and it's a little sleety on them gloves?
That's also true.
Now Harrison Butker will nail probably 4 field goals.
Oh, he don't miss.
But Butker's pretty freaking good. But I mean, what's making us think Rashee Rice, who played at SMU, is going to catch this ball? Like it's a very real concern.
I think it's going to be closer than people think.
I like
City feels
I like
more
4.5 points here. That is true. I think it can be low scoring and just they're going to out physical them. But 4.5 points, I think the Dolphins can cover that.
And Mahomes finds a way.
Yeah. Travis Kelce probably will get 10 catches for 64 yards because it's just going to be that kind of game where he's going to have to go short and just dink and dunk. I mean, Pacheco's a very tough runner. He's going to play it very tough. But I mean, between Mostert, Wilson, Achane, they're going to find ways to make something happen. And God knows what kind of screens he's building up right now for Tyreek to make it some little short passes. I think 4.5 points though. I think they can cover that. I think the Dolphins can cover that. What is the over under in this game? 44.5.
Ooh.
So it's as if it's a normal game.
I'd take the under.
I mean, I know the temperatures are going to be freezing, but are they talking snow and stuff, or
I'd seen some talk of snow.
Okay. Because I mean, if it's just cold,
then what's stopping it from just being an offensive shootout? Yeah,
that's still not going to affect anything. But if we're talking snow flurries and stuff, now that 44 seems an under.
Yeah, definitely. Next game, Steelers-Bills, chance.
Bill's going to come out slow. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that's what's going to happen. Steelers going to have some type of good game plan. Bills pull away in the second half.
Yeah,
they'll pull away in the second half. Whenever, that hurts them a lot. That makes me feel a lot more comfortable with it. But if Mason Rudolph
not having who?
TJ Watt.
Oh yeah.
If Mason Rudolph goes out there and outduels Josh Allen, I don't know what to tell you. So I mean, I
blow it up. Blow it up.
I'll tell you, New Orleans.
Speaking of head coaching jobs, if that happens,
McDermott's gone. Gotta be
gone.
Gotta be if they blow that. No matter how good a finish they had. Shoot.
There's your job.
They call him Ben Johnson.
What about Vrabel? Same thing.
That could work.
You keep Joe Brady at OC.
Keep Joe Brady. Yeah.
And then, I mean, Joe Brady's already tried to establish like the smash mouth, we're going to run down the ball down your throat mentality.
Yeah.
Pair that with Mike Vrabel. Josh Allen would probably try and run through a wall.
I really want. Yes, it's the 1-2, but I really want a Buffalo Bills Baltimore Ravens conference championship. I really want that.
Not to sound crazy. What episode number is this, Clay?
179.
What's 1 + 7 + 9?
7.
17. No, 18.
No, 17.
Oh,
8 + 9 is 17.
Okay, I was okay. Yeah, sure.
How did you say
Josh.
1 + 7 + 9?
Yeah,
No,
1 + 7 is 8.
Yeah. 8.
Hey, man, hey, I do this for a living.
I saw 1-7. I thought 17 + 9. I was trying to think who's number 9 for the team. Is there a 9 on the Bills?
I can't think of a number 9.
Drew Brees. Drew Brees, Josh Allen, Super Bowls.
That's all that matters.
He's coming to New Orleans.
Joe Burrow.
That's it. But yeah, a Ravens Bills championship would be very, very interesting. I think it'd be a fun game to watch.
Most likely, probably going to be that too.
I don't know, man. Something about KC I just can't get it past my head. Like it just feels like it's going to happen somehow.
Buffalo's peaking. That's all I know. There ain't nobody hotter. Nobody's hotter, but maybe the 49ers.
Just let the Bills beat the Steelers, and then I'll take any of the other teams in the championship. Like as long as the Steelers aren't the team, I'm fine with the other 6. I really am.
Jeez,
I am. I hate the Steelers. I can't wait for them to freaking draft Penix and ruin my life. 3:00 game on Sunday. Packers Cowboys. What's better than Green Bay coming to Jerry's World, man? I know that they've had a lot of bad. Oh, it always feels right. And they've had some bad experiences. Aaron Rodgers down the left sideline to Jared Cook. Huge play there. I believe Rodgers ended them in Jerry's World at least twice.
Think about the storylines in these playoffs, though.
Mike McCarthy
against his old team.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill back to Kansas City.
Stafford,
Detroit. The Deshaun Watson stuff back to Houston.
Yep.
Man, just how they're all just kind of lining up.
I was going to say it would be an Edmonds brother battle, but the Bills Edmonds left for Chicago because still the other Edmonds is in Pittsburgh. I can't think of anything Eagles Bucks.
Yeah, that was the one I was thinking about. I can't think nothing.
Baker Mayfield.
Loser leaves town.
Loser leaves town is honestly what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of good storylines. What are we feeling with the Packers Cowboys? 7.5-point line, biggest of the playoffs. Oh, not bad. The Bills are 10. Biggest of the games that feels like it might go either way. I think the Cowboys, I think they're built for it this year. I really do. But something about them Packers is it's sneaky.
It's at home. I think Dallas wins that handily.
You know how they play at home.
They do.
I think they win that handily.
But the Packers are coming in. They don't like this. They're playing with house money here. They're in the playoffs. Like this wasn't the year they're supposed to do it. Like this is Detroit's division. This was Minnesota's division. People had the Bears higher than them as well. I mean, crap. We have on the fridge under 7.5 wins for the Packers. None of us expected this. Yet they're still here. They're going to Jerry's World. I mean, the Cowboys. It feels like we got to do something this year. So the Packers don't have any pressure on them. Something could happen.
No, other than they got a roster that's not used to being in the spotlight.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
But no names.
Yeah.
Offensively, at least, yeah. I mean, some of the defensive guys were there still with Rodgers and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of the offensive weapons are just new and. But I think if there was like an actual like upset, I could see it being that. I could see the Packers somehow doing it.
It wouldn't shock me because, like you said, they're playing with house money.
Yeah,
but I mean, man,
Tampa beating
Cowboys
Philly.
Feel right.
Is Tampa beating Philly more of an upset than Green Bay beating Dallas?
It's only a 3-point line in Tampa.
The way the Eagles have looked, man.
Eagles only a 3-point favorite, and
is AJ Brown playing?
I think so. That one's in Tampa as well, so it's a home team.
Yeah, but I mean, just because they got the freaking conf division crap. But
yeah,
I mean, with all the stigma of Philly, with Super Bowl last year was everybody's favorite going in this year. Like
dynasty,
but so much of this Bucks team still is part of that team that was there 2 years ago. Like so many of these guys, I mean, the Levante David, Devin White, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Vita Vea, like some of the corners are still there, the tackles, like so many of these guys are those same ones. So they've got the experience. Yes, Baker Mayfield's quarterback, but that's the thing. If it was any other quarterback, then you're like, maybe this Tampa team can do it, but it's Baker. So that's the thing that makes it feel like an upset. But yeah, I think the Cowboys do win that game. Sunday night, though, Rams-Lions. I mean, probably the most.
I'm picking Rams.
You think so?
Yes. I have Rams. I might put a little on that. I really.
Something about it feels.
Do you have any idea what Dave Campbell's going to say in that locker room before that game, Peyton?
Most expensive playoff ticket.
He's going to cut off his wee-wee or something. So he's going to do something bad.
I agree, but man, I just Detroit's.
The Rams just do it. They just do it. McVay does it in the playoffs, man. Stafford, they've done it.
I mean, Stafford's just kind of nobody's really talking about it. Nobody thinks about like Detroit's gonna be all hyped up, maybe too hyped up, really. I mean,
but that's the thing. They're gonna be too emotional. That's my only concern.
Yeah,
but $500 get in Detroit.
That could play good for them as well, though.
Yeah, that defense could be playing the best game they'll play all year.
I'm pulling for Detroit. Like that, I want Detroit to win.
Nobody's gonna be more excited to be playing football this weekend than the Detroit Lions.
I think the most excited person could be Matt Stafford.
Well, Jared Goff's already said that chip on my shoulder from that trade will never leave. So I mean, he's already thinking about it too.
You know, he feels disrespected.
Ben Johnson wants to showcase that play calling ability right now.
And McVay knows all Goff's weaknesses. And I mean, like he's going to have that. He's going. I mean, it's going
to be a good game, man.
It's going to be a good game.
Ford Field's going to be rocking.
It's going to be a good game.
It will be. I would love to be at that game. That'd be an awesome atmosphere to be at.
That'd be a phenomenal atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
$500 get in.
Think about the diehard fans, man. It's so cool. So freaking cool.
It is. It is. We got to go Detroit, though. Come on, Detroit. Make it happen, man.
Please.
Come on. Our Lions.
Please.
Our Lions.
Please. I need it. For sure.
And then the last game Monday night, Bucks, Eagles. Who knows, man? Who knows? This is the game where, like, to me, honestly, and I think to most people still, Philly could lose this game. Philly could make the Super Bowl. Like, Philly's got the guys still. Is Philly going to make the Super Bowl? Probably not this year because everything's going wrong and it just doesn't feel right. But still, man, they're a good team. They're a good team still. But if they go out there and lose by a touchdown in Tampa Bay, I would not be surprised. I
mean, it's almost got to the point where he proved it to me last year, but I'm almost questioning Jalen Hurts all over again. I'm wondering how much just loss of those coordinators just affected this team. Like losing Steichen and losing Gannon, man. Like
it looks like man.
It killed this team.
And you bring in Matt Patricia, and
dude, like people were way up here on Sirianni after last year.
Yeah,
like people were talking like, "Oh, this is the next guy, like the next big McVay or Shanahan type young dude," you know.
Like Cowherd said,
it don't look good no more.
Do y'all not remember Sirianni's press conference when he got the job?
Yeah, no one believed in him, man.
And it was bad. It wasn't good. Like it, and now that he's apparently by himself after losing both coordinators, it's not good at all.
No, it's that offense.
It's rough.
It's rough. It is. It felt like they never.
Well,
I felt like they tried to to replicate the identity they had last year, but they just I don't know, they just couldn't do it. It just didn't click right this year, and I mean, I don't know if that's a regress in Hurts or the other guys, or if that's just like the play calling is just like that much of a difference. Like it was a difference in keeping that same identity, but these plays were just slightly better from Steichen. It just made it click, you know.
I'll tell you something funny I heard earlier. Listen to PMT. They have that guy on there that's a Philly Eagles fan, Clay.
Max.
Yeah. And they were talking about the Eagles and about what the heck's happened. He's like, yeah, it's become to the part it's come to like my favorite play is Jalen Hurts scrambling to the right and throwing the ball out of bounds. And as soon as he said that, I was like, that does happen like every game, don't it? Like they have this multiple times every game. He rolls right, ball goes out of bounds. Like every time.
It's rough, man. I saw that their OC is getting called in for the job in Carolina as well. Brian Johnson, who like every Philadelphia fan's like this man is the reason we suck this year. And then the Panthers
they got their own B Johnson.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. You said Ben, not Brian. Okay. Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah.
He's the guy from the Lions.
It's like you mentioning Aaron Glenn. I honestly think some of these teams just bring in a guy from Philly, bring in a guy from Detroit, bring in a guy from San Fran just to get like, what do you know? Just to get a little bit of their brains and like what they know from their cultures and stuff like that.
I don't get there, Glenn.
No, I don't think he's in serious consideration for any job, but I think people are just bringing him in and be like, you sit down and we talk to you for 7 hours. We get to know a little bit about what Dan Campbell's building in Detroit. Maybe we can bring that into our organization.
You hear that in college. They say that there's a lot of times they'll interview coaches just to see how programs are doing certain things.
Crap.
It's a copycat league.
With Bieniemy. Bieniemy got so many interviews, people were just wanting to talk to him to know, hey, what's Pat Mahomes like? What is he doing? What are y'all doing with Andy Reid? Like, tell us a little bit of information, and we can know, hey, we're probably not going to hire you, but we can add that to our organization to make us a little bit better.
Right.
Yeah, copying their notes, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. What are we feeling with the Eagles-Bucks? I mean, how did the Eagles not win this game?
Yeah, I think it's Eagles. I don't want it to be Eagles. I think it'd be more fun if the Bucks win, but it feels Eagles. But if we're being completely honest, it feels just like who's going to lose to the Niners in the championship game. That's what it feels like to me.
If the Rams win, though, the Rams win, then the Rams go to the Niners.
And then it's ugly. That's an ugly game. Like I think the Rams are a one and done. Like if I can see them beating the Lions, and then everybody's like, "Oh, then they go to the 49ers and they get just."
That's why I think you. If we can get Lions, Cowboys, Niners, Eagles, then we have some interesting NFC matchups. Because even though the Eagles aren't the Eagles right now, maybe they get that win, maybe they get the fire under their belts. That they got embarrassed in Philadelphia by San Fran. Maybe something can happen there. I don't think many people will be picking against San Fran at all this offseason, but I mean this postseason. But if something could happen, the Eagles could do it. They've got the talent to. So I mean, what are y'all's feelings on the playoffs? Who do y'all have? Predictions, and we'll get out of here.
I mean, you asked me a month ago. Okay, a month ago, I'm scared to death for my well-being. Okay, they're hot. They're freaking hot right now, man.
They're peaking at the right time.
The Ravens are very hot.
Shit, yeah. Like somebody said on TV, they're only going to lose if Josh beats them. That's what it's going to come down to. And the fact that they have found a running game should scare the entire world.
You got a fresh cook in Fournette. Got a 1-2 punch right there.
Yes. And they're starting to use Fournette more now. And Latavius Murray looked
strategy the whole time?
Oh, it was 100%.
But they were giving Fournette the end the game carries.
Yes.
I think it's just that
Lombardi
experience.
Lenny.
Yeah.
Lombardi Lenny. And then you got Latavius Murray, who's been pretty much a healthy scratch past couple of weeks.
He's a vet.
He looked really good throughout the season.
Yeah.
Ty Johnson.
Did we ever get an update on Damian Harris and his neck?
No, I think it's still broke.
He got hurt. No one knew anything.
And yeah, people have talked a lot about Stephon Diggs like disappearing, but
he had a good game.
That's going to pay off. You know, he ain't been getting hit. He's going to be more fresh. Look at what he did Sunday night.
Yeah.
He embarrassed Jalen Ramsey the whole game.
He had a good game when he needed it.
He did.
What are the betting odds right now? Anybody look? I'm looking right now.
They're plus 650
to win it all.
Win it all.
So they dropped. They were 800.
Yeah, they were 850.
I got them 800 Sunday before the game.
In the AFC. I know I just talked about it with like anybody but the Steelers, and I think it's fun. But if you just look at the teams, anybody but the Chiefs, and it's a new team. Like it's a team that has never done it before. While in the NFC,
that's even like the 49ers.
In the NFC, I guess you can kind of say that, but it feels like the Niners have been there. The Rams have. The Eagles have.
I've never seen the 49ers win one. You know, I've never seen that happen.
I'm not even talking about winning one. I'm talking about being there.
Just being there? Yeah.
I mean, this Ravens team hasn't been there. This Bills team hasn't been there. This Dolphins team hasn't been there. This Browns team surely hasn't been there. The Texans, everybody but the Chiefs haven't been there. So your odds are pretty good that we're getting a new face and a new champion of the AFC. And I think that's very exciting. While like I said, in the NFC, this Niners team practically made it. It's just Brock Purdy instead of Jimmy, and you added freaking Christian McCaffrey. But they've also been to the conference championship like every year, it feels. Eagles just did it last year. The Rams literally won it with most of these guys. The Cowboys even, it's been the same team for 5 years, it feels like. They don't feel nothing new. So much. I mean, even the Bucks in the NFC. It's Baker, yeah, but everything else, it's so much that was there 2 or 3 years ago when they won it all. So in the AFC, you're probably getting someone pretty new, and in the NFC, you're probably getting a team that has the experience. What I've got right now is I've got Ravens, Bills in the AFC Championship. I think the Ravens do it. And then in the NFC Championship, I've got the Cowboys. I don't know who I've got the Cowboys playing. It's probably going to be the Niners. But like I said, there's some point. I mean, some part of me just feels like something's telling me that Philly can go into San Fran and do something. I just can't give up on the Eagles. But end of the day, I think it's Ravens Cowboys. That's my Super Bowl right now. Which feels a little bit weird because Cowboys had that
beat the Cowboys by 30,
and the Cowboys had that not so hot stretch at the end of the season. Against Miami, where felt like they could have really made that statement and really clinched things, but they didn't. And then I don't know, they're just something's telling me Ravens Cowboys. That's my Super Bowl, and I'm rocking with the Ravens all the way. Give me Lamar, man. Lamar for a Super Bowl, it'd be awesome.
Buffalo, Cleveland in the AFC, and then I got San Fran and Dallas in the NFC, and I think it's Buffalo, San Fran, and Super Bowl.
That'd be a good Super Bowl. I think
it would too. I think it would too.
Chance, I'm assuming you have the Niners.
I have the Bills versus the Niners. Yeah.
Yeah. If it's not the Niners, who? In y'all's opinion?
If it's not the Niners.
Or is there just no way that it's not the Niners in y'all's eyes?
It's just I don't see
it any other way because I don't see Dallas beating San Fran.
I can't. If you lose to a team by 30 on Monday Night Football, wasn't it?
And you're going back to that stadium.
It was a Sunday afternoon.
I I don't know how you overcome that.
Yeah.
You know, and then like AFC, I could see 4 or 5 teams making the Super Bowl. I can.
I could see the top. I could see the top 6 seeds. Maybe not the Texans.
Yeah, like I could see the Ravens, obviously.
But honestly,
Bills,
if the Texans
Chiefs,
just got hot, it wouldn't shock me.
I mean, like we said about the Packers, Texans are playing with house money.
I can't see Miami though. I can't see Miami making it.
But the Miami's just they're very good still. Yes,
Yeah,
they're banged up, but
yeah, I don't feel like they're that ready.
They're banged up at the most important position about neutralizing a very good quarterback.
Yeah.
You get no pass rush on somebody like Pat Mahomes, Lamar, even Josh, they're going to pick you apart. I mean, Josh threw for like 360 Sunday night. Wasn't even trying to, just happened. You know?
So what about our Lions in the NFC?
I got them in the conference championship game. I think if they beat the Rams, I think they're going to beat the Cowboys. Because I feel like they're better than the Cowboys.
And with the Cowboys, you think the main hurdle is you just don't think they can beat the Niners?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not happening.
And y'all don't see a way that the Niners get beat before the conference championship.
No.
Bye week, one game in San Fran to make the championship. Yeah.
It just seems like an automatic.
It does. I mean, there's a reason why they're like what, plus 225 to win it all.
Yeah, like it's just
something crazy.
But then you always have to remember who's their head coach.
Yeah.
He's going to find a way to screw something up more often than not.
Their quarterback's done it against Seattle last year. Did they play 2 games?
2.
Philly was the 1 seed. So they beat
Yeah.
Seattle, and they beat who? Cowboys.
I can't remember.
Was it the Cowboys? Yeah, it's Cowboys.
Yeah.
They had the Dak moment where he didn't spike it or whatever. Or ran it. Something weird happened. So that's the games. Where was that? Was that in Jerry's world? No, because Cowboys were the 5 seed. Because Eagles were the 1. Cowboys
there was another Cowboys collapse against the 49ers in Jerry's world.
Was that in the regular season?
Going to the right side of the screen. I think we're getting our years mixed up.
Was it the regular season?
I can't remember. I'm pretty sure this has happened multiple times with Dak against the 49ers.
It was 19-12 last year. The Niners beat the Cowboys. Let me see if I can find what happened in that game real quick.
Well, I could think about Fred Warner making a tackle or something like that over the middle.
Let's
the Dak scramble.
Yeah, this was the thing where the clock ran out. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything on here. Maybe it happened the year before as well. But there was definitely a play where like they should have spiked it, but they didn't. It was the Kellen Moore thing. Yeah, the year before, Dallas was the 3 seed, San Fran was the 6, and they lost in the first round to San Fran. So they've just lost to San Fran and Dallas back-to-back years.
Okay.
Was that the game? Let's see.
That was the game. Because it was in Jerry's world.
Dak scrambled 16 yards down the middle of the field with 7 seconds left and no timeouts, and the clock ran out before they could call a timeout. That was it.
There you go.
So last year, they just straight up lost 19-12.
Yeah.
Just Dak being Dak.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like you said, it's Shanahan. So I mean, he can get his team there. Can he finish the job fully? But yeah, it really does feel like 4 or 5 teams maybe in that AFC wouldn't shock you, but then in the NFC, anyone that's not the Niners, it feels like an upset.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be upset if the Niners won it all. I really wouldn't. I don't think. It would piss me off that everybody's just going to worship Brock Purdy. But besides that, I mean, I like Debo. I like how you.
Yeah, that's the thing. I like their weapons. It's just
I like McCaffrey.
The Brock Purdy agenda, man. We'd hear so much Brady talk.
McCaffrey's doing it for the culture, like
Kittle. Like everybody loves Kittle.
Kittle. I like Fred.
I don't like their defensive guys. Like their defensive guys are just. I mean, he's a good player, I know, but they're just guys that like piss you off.
Wife on TikTok. I follow Fred's wife on TikTok. He's like the most genuinely nice dude ever on TikTok. Like, dude, just be chilling at the house.
BYU,
awesome. Huh? I ain't got a clue.
I think he is Mormon.
So no wonder he's so nice.
I don't know if he's a Mormon. I'm pretty sure he went to BYU.
You have to be Mormon, don't you? You have to convert for a little while, right?
Not if you're that good at football, maybe. He went to BYU.
Wow.
Let me see. Does it have? Let me look up Fred Warner Mormon. He was, raised in the Church of Latter-day Saints.
There you go. It's a requirement.
So that's why he's so nice.
Yeah, he just doesn't believe in God.
And he likes bicycles.
He loves some pedal.
Purdy feels like a Mormon.
I hate Purdy.
I could feel him being one.
That's the only thing, man. It's just gonna piss me off.
The Purdy agenda would be
piss me off
out of this.
And what sucks is it's not like it's Purdy bringing that on him. Like Purdy's in a good mood.
Yeah.
No, but people are out their freaking mind, Peyton. You remember this, okay? The year before he got drafted, all right, not that draft, the draft before that, he was mentioned as one of the top quarterbacks going into the next year. He was freaking mentioned
when he got drafted at Mr. Irrelevant. No one was like, "Oh, who's this guy?" It was like, "Oh, that's Brock Purdy." Like,
he was a household freaking name.
Iowa State was good.
He was good. Thank you,
Matt Campbell.
He's not an underdog story. He's not. He just fell in the draft somehow. It's not like Kurt Warner.
Following is an understatement.
Maybe he didn't test well.
Did not get drafted.
His Wonderlick wasn't good.
His Wonderlick was horrible. I bet. It's just gonna piss me off. Like you said about Tua. Tua's just like him. Do you think if they put Tua in that offense, they still be the same? I do. I mean, Tua threw for 4,000 something yards.
You put Tua on the Niners?
Yeah, it'd be the same thing.
I think it'd be just about the same.
He'd probably be better because he'd be playing in his natural time zone almost. Like it's just.
That's what I said. They're the same players.
Yeah.
Yeah. You put
one got drafted. One got drafted
team,
third. One got drafted 256.
Exactly.
Put Mac Jones on the team. Put Mac
One
Jones.
played at Alabama. One played at Iowa State.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mac Jones, same thing. They'd be doing the same.
One had arguably the biggest moment in college football history, and one played at Iowa State.
Was lucky to make a bowl game.
Was lucky to be on TV.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. It's going to be playoffs are going to be good. That's all I'm glad about. It's a good playoffs.
For my mental state, I cannot have them talking about Brock Purdy.
No,
I can't do it. Can't do it.
I'm excited for every game on this schedule except for the Bills Steelers, and it's still the Bills, so they'll probably find a way to make it interesting.
It's gonna be a horrible start, Clay.
Yeah,
horrible start. And I'm gonna be talking out my head at noon Sunday.
I'm excited for all of these, and I mean, I can't really see many matchups in round 2 that would be bad. I mean, who's saying no? Who's saying no to Chiefs Bills in Buffalo?
To me, round 2 is when it's going to really be fun. Like that's when it's going to be.
Pat Mahomes' first career road playoff game.
Yeah, Bills Mafia,
Buffalo,
man.
If it goes chalk.
Yeah, if you give me Baltimore, Cleveland, Bills, Chiefs, Niners, Eagles, Cowboys, Lions. Just give me that, man. Give me that, and it will be a phenomenal 2 days of football next weekend.
Yeah, it'd be great. 4 great games.
Yes, absolutely. Even Eagles Niners, it'll be a good game. It will be somehow. Mm-hmm. I mean, is that going to happen? Probably not, because it's this season and everything's going bad. But it's so weird that it's been the most unpredictable and weird NFL season that we've had in some time, in my opinion. Yet everything feels like it might just go chalk.
Yeah.
Like this year more than ever, it feels like Ravens Niners or Bills Niners. Like it feels like 1-2 or 1-1.
It almost feels like 49ers versus the field. It almost feels like that.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're hands down like the top dog Even though they lost to the Ravens.
I'm about to say the
San
Ravens
Fran.
3 weeks ago. The Ravens beat them on their turf. And it wasn't a beat; it was a 30-pointer.
Yeah,
like it's
I will
it's
not
gonna be a good.
If that happens,
Hey, it's gonna be a good playoffs, man. It's gonna be a good playoffs. Shout out Nick Saban. RIP.
RIP.
One last time.
All right.
When's SVP coming on?
He's at his show starts at 11, I believe, huh?
Jesus Lord, I can't do that. I'll have to find it on Twitter tomorrow.
Yeah, the Nuggets Jazz are playing till 11:30.
11:30. Why would they do that to us?
Why they do it to Saban? He can't stay up that late. He's old.
Oh yeah,
they've recorded that. There's no way they did.
Probably.
Really,
like this.
Live.
Like, no offense, but I think this is more important than the Nuggets at Jazz. Like, we should have a
special break-in, like Bin Laden just got killed.
Or do it at halftime of the game.
This is like borderline, like JFK getting shot. Like, this is monumental. Or Nixon gets impeached.
This is going to turn the college sports world upside down because once they make a hire, they take a coach from another school. Then that school's players are going to start bolting. That coaching staff's going to start.
Oh, looks like we lost Peyton. Mid rant there. His phone probably died. It feels like that's something that just happened. But yeah, Saban gone. That is it for this one. It's been a good night of football talk. Go football. Go football.
Hallelujah.